Okay, now we're going to make our zippered gusset. And the first thing we need to know is the distance between this notch and this notch where we want our contrast to stop on the body of the bag. So everything pretty much from here to here is going to be on the front of the bag. Okay. So we now need to go ahead and do that measurement. I'm going to start walking my pattern to get my measurement. And if you've taken a class or two with me already, you should know how to do this. But it's one of the ways you can get a good measurement for your pattern. So we're going to walk it out. You just have to make sure that the edge doesn't go over. Okay, so that's what we have. Now I've already folded and straightened the top and bottom. The length of my bag is going to be about 13 inches. So this is where my gusset, this is the length. This is the length of from here to here, or the measurement from this point to this point. So now what we need to do is to make our gusset. So the very first thing you need to do is determine how much you want your gusset at the top to be open. Let me get the bag again to show you. Let me get the bag to show you what I'm talking about. Okay. So in here, what we want to do is really like taper this a little bit. We know it's 4 inches down here, but let's make it 2 inches here. And then when it's 2 inches here, so when it opens, it's going to be 4 inches, okay? So let's just go for 2 inches, just for pattern's sake. So we'll make it, let's do two and a quarter. So we're going to do 2¼ inches, and now this is the top of the bag. The middle here is going to be your zipper. We know that our zipper is 10 inches. So I'm just going to kind of mark that 10 inches right here. I don't want to tear my score line. So this is where my zipper is going to go. This is the top of my bag to here. Now the other thing I wanted the other thing is, we're going to mark this right here too. The other thing is, we want a little bit of this black to be in the front of the bag. Okay, we don't want it entirely just to be on the gusset. So let's make that a 1/2 inch. Okay. So now we got 3 inches at the top, but it's going to swoop down to this point here, and that's going to be our gusset. Okay, because we know from here to here is really kind of going to be in the front, and from here to here is really where the zipper is going to be, and that's how tight it's going to be up at the top. The black will be. So now that we've got that, now we can kind of make our shape to this point here. This is really hard to do freehand. But I'm gonna try to get a good, nice little swoop to my end point. And I can make that be a little bit more dramatic by going in a little bit. And there we have it. Now, let's see. I want to make sure I got 1/8. And I want to make sure that down here, about 2. Okay, I think I got my swoop. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is go ahead and try to get a really good fine cut on this. And this is where one motion really helps a lot. I did miss it a little bit. So try to get a little bit closer to my end point. And keep my shape. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. This is the happy bag. Excuse my stuff. Remember that painter that used to come on? He said, "Where's the happy painter?" So here's my gusset. Now I need to make the area for my zipper. Now my zipper is 10 inches, but I want to leave a little bit at the top. Oh, let's call it, let's see, 2, let's call it 3/8 of an inch. No, let's call it 3/8 of an inch. That's what I want. And this I want so that when I put my zipper, since the zipper can't really, it could go all the way to the top, I guess, if you wanted it to. But you also have to think about your zipper stops and sewing that in and things like that. So I personally want to stop here and let these two pieces come together. So I'm just going to make a window for my zipper. And let's make my window 1/4 of an inch. And that'll give me sort of like a 1/2 inch window. It depends on, this is really just depends on what you want to do. Let me make sure I got a good 10 inches down. Let me go down to my point here and mark where my 10 inches is. Here's my 10 inches right here. Okay. So that's going to be my 10 inches, I think. You can make your zipper as long as you want. It's always best to go down as far as you can. Let's make sure this is my 10 inches. Oops, measured that wrong. Here's my 10 inches way down here. Okay. So this is my 10 inches. And let me come over 1/4. So that would just be an 1/8. So I can get a 1/4 inch window. So that's an 1/8 Let's make sure up here, that's an 8. So now we can cut out our window. And so I'm going to go from here to here. Okay. I should have some background music, right? And just about there. And we're going to go over and cut out our window. Now we have the window for the zipper. Looks like I'm a little off there. Just a touch off. Let me see if I can straighten that up. Okay, there we go. That looks a little bit better, I think. Okay, yeah, that's better. And so here's where our zipper is going to go. Now we're going to split this up here, so that little leather is going to come together when I pull my zipper all the way up. Again, you want to try to not to have too much distance between the bottom of your bag and your zipper, because when it opens up, it has a tendency to squeeze together, even like your hands come together when you open your finger, or open it up like this. So now we have our gusset, we have our bottom, and now we need to make the bottom, the body of the bag.